Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you my updated Evilswarm deck profile for May 2013. This is the deck I've been using the most recently. With the release of Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy, we got the main card that this deck needed for its boosted up support, Kirkion. So I thought I'd give you guys an update, show you what the deck is made of so far, the main moves of it pretty much. So let's go ahead and get started. To start off, 3 Evilswarm Caster. Pretty much with his effect, when this card is normal summon, you can normal summon 1 Evilswarm monster in addition to the normal summon. You can only gain the effect once per turn though, so you pretty much normal summon Caster and summon any of the other Evilswarm monsters and go into an Exceed right from there. So you pretty much gotta run 3 of him. And I also run 3 Evilswarm Mandragora. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck, pretty much because he's an evil Naturia. He's Cosmobeat turned rogue. And pretty much his effect is like Cosmobeat's, just a little bit better actually. If your opponent controls more monsters than me, you can special summon this card from your hand. So let's say you have 2 Mandragoras in your hand and your opponent has 3 monsters. You could able to special summon both of them and then normal summon another one if you, let's say, have 3. So it's a really good card. I like to run 3. Also running 3 Evilswarm Thunderbird. This is pretty much the wind-up rabbit of the deck. When a card effect is activated, except during the damage step, you can banish this card, and during the next turn, special summon it back, and he'll have 300 more attack, putting him at 1950, so it's pretty good. I like to run 3. That's the funny thing about most of the Evilswarms. A lot of their attack points are like 50s. Mandragora is 1550, Caster 1750, and Thunderbird 1650. So it's pretty difficult for some monsters to get over. Also run 3 Evilswarm Kirkion. He's basically probably the best Evilswarm in the whole deck. Pretty much you use his second effect the most. Once per turn you can banish 1 Evilswarm monster to add 1 from your grave to your hand, and then you can gain an additional normal summon. So with just Kirkion you can have an Exceed ready to go as soon as you summon him. So that's why I really like getting him. But you really want to get him out late game. You don't want him in the beginning because his effect really works with having Evilswarm monsters in the grave to work with. I also run 3 Heliotrope, and with that the Rescue Rabbit. I'm only running 1 Rescue Rabbit at the time. I do see some builds with 2, but I'm pretty comfortable with 1 at the moment. Pretty much, if I open up with this, get the 2 Heliotrope out of the way, I have the other one to work with Caster. Some people do work with 2, pretty much just with opinion in my opinion. Use 1 or 2, whichever you find is most comfortable. And the last monster I use is 1 Dark Arm Dragon. This card works really well, especially with the new introduction of Kirkion, because with this card you need 3 Darks in the grave, and Kirkion really helps with adjusting that level, so you can get him out pretty easily with this deck. And that's it for the monsters. We'll move on to spells. I'm running 3 Infestation Pandemic. I've seen some people run 2 of this card, but I really like 3, pretty much because with Ophion you can get off the search, thin out the deck, and have hand consistency with this. And pretty much with this, all face-up Evilswarm monsters you control are unaffected by spell and trap cards. That's the one you currently control, but they're all Evilswarms, so it really helps. Let's say if your opponent uses Torrential or Mirror Force or something like that. Also using 1 Forbidden Dress. I really like this card when I'm in like tough situations. You target 1 face-up monster on the field into the end phase. That target loses 600 attack, but it cannot be targeted or destroyed by other card effects. So I like Pandemic for the spells and traps, but Dress really does help with the other effects that Infestation Pandemic can't handle. Also run 1 Rhoda. It helps out just to search for Caster. 1 Reborn the Monster, just staple. 1 Allure, since all the monsters in the deck are dark. 1 Dark Hole, and 2 MST, and 1 Heavy. That's it for spells. We'll move on to traps. I run 2 Torrential Tribute. I love this card basically with Infestation Pandemic, because when my opponent summons a monster, I activate Torrential and chain Infestation Pandemic, destroys their monsters, keeping my Evilswarms intact. So it's a pretty fun combo to get off. Also running 2 Fiendish Chain. I mostly run this card because I'm not running Veilers. Pretty much just negates the monster effect and it can't attack, so I run 2 of them. Also 2 Deep Prison, just for protection. along with 2 Bottomless, 1 Mirror Force, and 1 Compulse. I might swap, I go back and forth between 2 Compulse or 2 Mirror Force, but right now I'm pretty comfortable at 1 of each. And one card that's really been helping me out with the new release is 1 Pinpoint Guard. This card, pretty much when your opponent's monster declares an attack, I can target 1 level 4 or lower monster in my graveyard, special summon it face up in defense position, and it cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects this turn. So, and all the Evilswarm monsters that I run in this deck are level 4, so it makes it very versatile with the Pinpoint Guard. And I'm also running 1 Warning and 1 Judgment, pretty much to finish up the trap lineup. And we'll go ahead and move on to the extra deck. The main card of the deck is Evilswarm Ophion. He requires 2 Evilswarm monsters to summon him, and while he has XYZ material on him, neither you or your opponent can special summon level 5 or higher monsters, so it really helps binding your opponent if they go for the big summons. And you can detach 1 XYZ from him once per turn to search for 1 Infestation card, so you search out for the Pandemic. Also running 1 Bahamut. He's pretty much the big eye of the deck. Really helps in tight situations when my opponent has a monster that I cannot get over. Also running 2 Maestro, pretty much just for defense. 1 Pap. 1 Black Ship of Corn really helps with like Zenmaines or if I'm going against Maestros, because Maestros really kill Ophion when they book him. 1 Marrowgeist. 1 Utopia. 1 Pearl. 1 Shockmaster. This card has won me a lot of games, gives me a lot of control in games. 1 Cowboy, 1 Emerald. I really do like this card as well, helps me recycle my heliotropes. And 1 Lava Val Chain. So yeah, that's it for the deck. I really recommend trying it out. It's a very fun deck. You can do a lot of plays with it and have a lot of control. And that's pretty much it for the deck profile. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.